Say, man, for those select few that are already initiated, you should already know what's coming next. And for those of you that aren't, just chill. See, we're gonna get to the other stuff in a minute. But first, what I'm always trying to get everybody to understand is everything is vibration. So, it ain't nothing else to do at this time. I'd like to once again welcome you to the Priceless Lounge. Yeah, we priceless now. And see, I am your host. I'll give you the name this time. See, the moon is officially now in Leo, so I had to let my mane hang. Yeah, I'm so sophisticated. See, my mama was a Leo moon. My nana was a Leo moon. I'm not a Leo moon myself, but I do have a Pisces moon in the 5th house of Leo. I have Venus in Leo and Mercury in Leo, so I'm so familiar with the energy. Where y'all want to go? I'm thinking about taking you to the moon and back, baby. This should be the motherfucking theme song playing every time I step in the room. On that fly. And I'm the king around here. Sometime soon, you're going to realize that it's about that time to open up your ear and let me crawl into your mind. One time. Either we can vibe, or we can get into some real gangster shit. And I don't think you want that. No, sir. Yes, I'm that swagged up. You'll find out in a minute. I am that knowledgeable. You know, in the words of the mighty Django himself, I am that 1 in 10,000, that 1 in 100,000, that 1 in a million, that 1 in a billion, trillion, quadrillion, pentillion. I'm here. What it was, y'all. Y'all tuned in with Priceless Knowledge of Surf. And I'm here. I'm also that. And this right here, this ain't nothing but some cosmic insight, man. I hope everybody doing good. I hope everybody vibing. You know what I'm saying? I am. Because this right here, this is a little something about those people that have the moon in the 11th house of their natal chart. Yeah. We all friends, okay? And I also want to let you know that this right here, this is the last and final installment in our Moon in the Houses series. Yeah, we didn't arrive to our destination. We done found out all about it, okay? But before we actually go there, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to give y'all a little information about the moon. I'm going to tell y'all a little bit about the moon in the houses in particular and, you know, how it might affect you. Then after that, I'm going to give y'all a quick breakdown of what the 11th house of the astrological chart is actually all about. And then after that, we're going to bring it to a culmination. You know, or climax, which is actually what I do best here at the end. So, without wasting any more time, let's get it cracking. So, the moon in the 11th, man. Or the moon, actually. The moon, this is the closest celestial body in relation to Earth in the whole entire solar system. So I feel like it has the strongest effect on our moods and personality on a day-to-day basis. And think about it like this. The moon, it controls the Earth's tides, and the Earth is 65 to 70% water. So your body is 65 to 70% fluid. So think about the effect it has on you. Okay. This is our instinctive awareness. This is our emotional nature. This is how we feel. In Vedic astrology, they say it's the mind, but, it doesn't have to be that. It's all about who you are inside. It's both. You know, you can relate to your heart, your mind, your feelings, your emotions. It's who you are internally. Okay. It can also speak to your mother in the relationship that you have with her or the lack thereof. So when we're talking about the moon in the houses, you know, the moon in the houses can really reveal, you know, where and how we go about seeking emotional security and satisfaction. And looking at the house position of the moon, we can really find important clues to the reasons for any perpetual unrest that we might have, which that right there could take the forms of constant changes or ups and downs in the area of life that's ruled by whatever house she's in. Okay. And it's in those areas that we should also really try to make deep attachments rather than superficial and temporary emotional thrills if we're really seeking out a true feeling of belonging and emotional fulfillment. And when we're talking about the 11th house is ruled by the sign of Aquarius, and the planets are both Uranus and Saturn. And it's here that we kind of find our goals and our objectives, our friendships, and any memberships to any certain groups or associations that we might be in. You know, the work in society represented in the 10th is released through the unique individual doing the activities and exhibiting the energies by whatever planets show up in the 11th house. And the 11th house can also speak to any gains we may have. It can also speak to any money that we have coming to us. The second house, that speaks to, you know, what we have in our possession, you know, what we keep. The 11th house, this speaks to what we make. Excuse me, I'm sweating. It's hot, these lights. You know, almost sweat my perm out. Anyway, man, when we talk about having the moon in the 11th house, you know, this one is actually pretty cool because the moon usually becomes freaking super friendly here. It usually manifests in people who are, you know, free of prejudices and have lots of friends and really want to make the world a better place. And, you know, being with their friends is actually one of their deepest emotional needs. So let's take a look at it. And let me say that, first of all, in my opinion, you know, having this placement really puts a significant emphasis on the folks' need for, you know, for a connection, man. And these are the type of people who really get easily depressed when they're by themselves, man. And if they feel lonely, it's hard on them. And to be honest, you know, 11th house moon people, they need friends just about more than anything else. You know, that's an emotional necessity for them, man. Like, they want to feel as a part of something. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, you need to find that in self. That you need to find that in self. And that's fine and dandy for you. But for them, they need to feel a part of something. And there's nothing wrong with that. Okay? You know, but you have to also understand that these are not people that, you know, this is not somebody that's talking about necessarily close, intimate bonds, because that's more of the 7th house, man. You know, this is not something with individual people, you know, at all. Okay. It's about the group, the squad. You know what I'm saying? They kind of prefer larger groups where multiple people rally around a similar interest or a collective cause. And there's this deep emotional need to belong to something. And their friends are typically, if this is going to be the moon here, they're more female than male is what I see right here. And with this friend, it could also be that their friends are just more compassionate and nurturing people too. It doesn't have to necessarily be male or female. They could just have a lot of feminine energy. And we're not going to get into that again about, you know, feminine and masculine meaning male and female, because that's not what it means at all. Okay. And that's just true. Because I'm very much a man, but I have plenty of feminine energy. And it's actually one of my greatest strengths. It's what makes me be able to speak to you today. Okay. So, Let me also say that in most cases, I've observed that these people are typically pretty open-minded and they're tolerant too, and they don't really care about race. They don't care about religion, gender, social status, sexual orientation, because they decide, they fool with you because they fool with you because you fool with the things that they fool with. You understand? And that's what they get emotional about, man. You know what I'm saying? And if they do decide they fool with you, this the moon here. That means they fool with you the long way. That means their loyalty is down with you like 10 toes flat, man. They have no ignorant prejudices with this one, man. And the only thing that really, matters with them is that the people they fool with have similar goals and values. You know what I'm saying? And these are usually awesome organizers with a real talent for networking and just bringing people together. So that's another thing that's definitely what's up, man. And however the case, let's also always keep in mind that the sign, when we're talking about a moon, because this is a personal planet, this is the most personal planet. Understand? The sign, the condition, and the dignity of the moon, it's going to also be major factors to consider because, with harmonious aspects, you could just say that, these are probably really well-adjusted individuals with lots of friends. But on the other hand, when it's afflicted or harshly aspected, the moon can say that their friends are really a major source of stress for them. Okay. It could be two ends of the spectrum there. And either way, the moon here is going to be extremely sensitive and receptive when it comes to the people that they fool with and their associations. And whether it be for the better or whether it be for the worse, it's of the utmost importance that they really make conscious decisions about who they fool with. Okay. Because they're taking all that in. They're taking all that in, man. And besides our friends and our group associations, the 11th house can also, like I said earlier, this is the house of financial gain. So with the moon here, it shows a really deep inherent need for financial security. And hey, with the moon here, fortunately for them, I also usually see that these folks eventually become financially successful too, because, that comes about due to the, capital connections that they make more than anything else is what I see with this. And, the fact that they're willing to give just as much as they receive. That's a big deal, man. And that if they are going to have capital connections, this is the moon here. It could be their female friends. You know what I'm saying? It could be those type of things that just looked out for them. Okay. And I don't mean if you're a male, your sexual relationship. I said your friend. Okay, I think that's lost on a lot of males anyway, the concept of truly being someone's friend. That's a whole nother conversation. Let's say that for the podcast. And, these are also people who have a deep emotional need to contribute to society. And, the Aquarius vibes here kind of make them want to do their part in making sure that everybody gets equal opportunities and rights. And the moon here wants to make the world a better place on all levels. Okay, for real, all levels, man. And a lot of them, these people who truly care about ecology. So chances are they're invested in things like minimalism, you know what I'm saying? Zero waste living and, substantiality too, because they want to live in ways that are not harmful to the environment. This is something else you're going to see here. And these are those truly special people who absolutely cannot live happily and comfortably, at all themselves when they see other people that are suffering. They're going to do something about it, or they're going to end up being in that same position because that's just not something that they're able to stand. And these are also, or on the same level here, like when I tell you that these are true humanitarians, these are true humanitarians, man. And these are those ones. And they really specialize in organizing people in a way that's going to benefit the whole world. That's something that they do best, and they care. And it's because they understand that by helping others, they really help themselves in return. And the validation that they derive from that is utterly invaluable to them. So that's why you can also find a lot of these people here volunteering and raising donations and all of that, man. It's something that just comes natural for them. They want to give back. And on a side note, okay, lastly, I've seen that this one could also indicate somebody that, might be adopted, or somebody, they have a stepmom that's very important to them, or they themselves might have adopted a child or become a foster parent or have stepkids or something like that. And if it is the case here, their stepmother was like very important to them in their life, if that's the case, and it could also show that, if mom, stepmom, or what I mean by biological mother, real mother, whoever raised them, their mother figure here, this is somebody that they had a friendship with in a lot of cases. Okay. Like they cool like that. But even if it don't play out like that, just because you built like that, you don't have to build like that. Okay? We all have all this energy available to us. What you do with it is what you do with it. Okay? What I mean is that, we all have all this energy. And even beyond that, it ain't about what you do, it's about how you do it. And that's some priceless knowledge in itself. And there's been some priceless knowledge of self. Okay? I appreciate all the love and support. If you are interested in the astrological readings whatsoever, you can either hit me up in the comments below, or you can email me at mr.turner1300@gmail.com. Okay? And that's the same thing if you're interested in any merch. And the thing with that is, hey, I want you to spend with me on the merch. But the truth of the matter is, no matter how much merch you spend on, you'll never be this fly. You'll never be as fly as me. Because this type of swagger, it's got to be in you and not on you. Y'all don't understand it. Hey, this concludes my Moon in the Houses series. You can now go back and review any of the videos of the Moon in the Houses. Find out where yours is, find out where your people's is, and you can learn something. I also have all the Moon in the signs. There's all the information you need about the moon except the aspects, okay? So all you got to do is take a look at it. We keeping it cooking, man. Y'all keep it true till the next time I see y'all. We're going to close out the Venus in the Houses series tomorrow. Then a couple of days after that, we're closing out the Neptune in the Houses. And then after that, I'm going on vacation. So I'll holler at y'all.